Hey guys, Taro here bringing you a one on today. We are on the new road to Kharkov. Playing for you today, spawning in the north is wheatzend, playing as Soviet Union. And his loadout is shock rifle, garden motor and industry. And in the south we have Doth life. Playing as OKW, and his loadout is scavenge, Luftwaffe ground forces and special operations. So yeah, first cast of the new patch. Impressions, OKW probably a bit too strong. They did some changes to population cap sizing and it's just messed everything up. Volks only cost 5 and it's just leading to a lot of very terrifying OKW blobs like days of old. And UK, I'd just stay away from them at the moment. They have been just terribly impacted by those population cap changes and just really bad at the moment. If you go and play as allies, I'd suggest playing as Soviets and probably going for guard motor. I believe guards only cost 6 at the moment, so they're good. So if you play Soviets, play with guards, and you should be doing right against OKW. And yeah, road to Kharkov. They've obviously changed this cutoff. Used to be up here, a lot easier to defend on both sides. They've also changed the middle, as you can see, just a lot more open here through the middle. Changed this. They've changed this. They've got this house over here now. This one over here. So just a vastly different map, really. It's almost unrecognizable from the road to Kharkov of old. Definitely needs some changes though. It's one of the worst maps in terms of like north to south balance. North having just such a huge disadvantage in the past. Oh, and this is a tricky part of this map. I didn't even realise it. It looks like this squad can hide behind this bush here and can't be shot at from this garrison. It's an interesting detail. Also not from even behind this heavy covered wall here, so that's good to see. Good to know.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
What else is going down this patch? Quite, yes, not the best. Not the best patch in recent memory. Hopeful for the OKW changes, but I don't think they've got the timings right yet. With the fuel costs and whatnot. Also, maybe the OKW Panther will need some turning down. I think it's more accurate than the Austere Panther while shooting on the move, so they'll probably need to adjust that. At the moment, they can get those Panthers quite easily and they just really tear everything up. Back into the game, we see wheatzend going for a cutoff, and this is very close to the base. Quite a hard cutoff to access, and on top of that, a lot of needed cover here. So if you're trying to cap this, I mean, things could go very wrong for you very quickly. We did see a shoe mine go off there. It looks like there's another one lying in wait. Fox also got that damage bonus now. They're doing 20% more damage. So they're quite formidable. 20% more damage for a 15% manpower increase. And as you can see there, even running in closing the distance against a 5-man conscript squad. I mean, they didn't drop any models there and easily won that engagement. Despite that, moving accuracy decrease, they still won that engagement. So they are pretty fearsome now, honestly. Especially in conjunction with the low population cap. As you can see, we've got a few squads going now. Okay, so wheatzend going for another conscript here. I think this is a mistake. Or usually is a mistake in terms of what I've been seeing this patch. Seems like you need a maximum, maybe even 2, to try and keep these blobs down and suppressed.
Salvage operations will allow us to better economize our resources. Command level capabilities ready for deployment.
Oh, also early Molotov tech there from wheatzend. That's an interesting choice. And it looks like the players are going to trade ends here. Doth Life taking control of all this on the right hand side, while wheatzend does the same on the left. Also change this. You see this house is now in front of the fuel rather than behind it. But yeah, a lot of changes to Road to Kharkov, that's for sure. So, wheatzend getting chased off from his side of the map here. Trying to stall this fuel cap, but those Jaeger lights just ripping through these conscripts. Especially once those the G43 start sniping, conscripts start going down mighty quickly. At the same time, wheatzend probably needs to concentrate on gaining control of that fuel. He's lost control of his own fuel. Also right about that time where he needs to start ticking up. He needs to get his tier 2 and then tier 3 structure going down. You see that Doth Life did go for a battle group. A lot of players going for a fast Lukes. In fact, a very fast Lukes. Probably have a Lukes out by now if he had done so. So a slight deviation from the current strategy for Doth Life, going for slightly more old school build, I suppose you call it nowadays, going for the battle group. Also a very defensive battle group. Honestly, it may be a better idea to try to put it up around here, closer to your cutoff. Infiltration grenades going off here, but only 2 men in the squad, so they're only going to throw 2 of them. Still maybe the difference in this engagement, very close. At the same time, conscripts run off here from the south. The VP situation, we see Doth Life slightly behind up until this point. Probably because wheatzend just has so many conscript squads right now. It's affording him a lot of map control. wheatzend now putting down his tech structure. Perhaps slightly too late, but not badly out of time there. And honestly, T70 is pretty much the way to go against OKW at the moment. A good thing is they're going for a lot of Shreks on their Volks. Ooh, the squad's going to go down. Inattentiveness there costs Doth Life one of his Volk squads. In fact, did he lose 2 Volk squads? He did. I must have missed the other one going down. That's 2 Volk squads dead now. That's a bad start.
Command level capabilities ready for deployment. Enemy blade team!
Yeah, but as I was saying before about the T70, I think that's the way to go against OKW. A lot of players kind of opting not to go with the Riken and just relying on Shreks at the moment, and it does take 3 Shreks to kill a T70, so you can play with the Rangers correctly. Yeah, you do have to dance with death, but they can be very useful against the blobs. So that's exactly what we're seeing coming up from wheatzend. He is bringing out that T-70, and this squad here, there's a lot of shoe mines around here. Let's just start sweeping them up. Could reveal a few of them, but to dispense of them quickly. In fact, this T-70 may run straight over the shoe mine while it makes a beeline for this Doom Pioneer squad. Nope. Like it may do anyway. Ooh, maybe he did spot it. Looks like he goes around it, but he runs over this one over here. So there's a lot of shoe mines so far from what Doth like. That explains why he doesn't have a Shrek upgrade yet on his Volks, which is a big mistake, really. Does have that wheatzend, but that can easily be circled around by the T-70 and easily cleared. Accordingly, T-70 does so much damage to infantry squads. See a Schwer going up on the Kharkov. This is actually not a bad idea at all. Very defensive spot. It's going to be very hard for wheatzend to access that, but at the same time making sure that cutoff is basically impossible to capture. In fact, I don't even know, does a truck being in this capture circle stop it from being capped? I haven't ever tried to experience that that situation.
The command vehicle has gone static. HQ operations now underway.
Getting creeping up, perhaps looking for another T-70 shot, but it's going to creep back. T-70's back receiving some repairs, and this is good on wheatzend. Oh no. But anyway, it's good from wheatzend doing repair work and capping at the same time. A very efficient use of his combat engineers there. Ooh, that was that looked like it was going to be a money shot. I only ended up getting 2 conscript models there, but could have been very devastating. And that is one of the changes. No more suppression on the infantry support gun. Thank God. Same with the pack outset, but now they do slightly more damage to squads and garrisons. So that's a good change overall. May need a slight more buff, but they're not too far away from being where they should be. And pretty much where they were before they added the suppression. I think they were in a good spot before they added the suppression, but just nobody was building them, and I've gone through a massive cycle. They're close to where they were before, and finally back to being close to balance at least. So now we do see a maximum from wheatzend. Good choice, especially once those obers start rolling out, which is exactly what Doth Life is heading for. How's that infantry support gun going? 7 kills so far. That's respectable. I mean, you can't complain about that. Hasn't been on the field for that long. Oops. Getting spastic with the mouse there, as I'm sometimes known to do. This stage, wheatzend should be considering putting down his, taking up AT grenades. Because it could be a vehicle at any time. Has been cutting what Doth Life off a lot, largely due to his map control gained by what Doth Life losing 2 Volk squads early on in the game, and also this conscript spam, just allowing his squads to be everywhere at the same time. Oh no, T-70 runs over a mine and down it goes. That one did get spotted by the sweepers just so long ago, but finally goes down to one of those mines, and we do see that what Doth Life does have the defensive structure building faster, so you can make those mines 20% quicker. That's clearly a rather large part of his strategy. We see industry selected by wheatzend, and he's using that allied supply drop, converting his munitions into some fuel. Maybe he's going to rush out a vehicle of some description. Did tech all the way to tier 4. Not really sure how the build order goes as industry yet myself. KV2 does have more health nowadays, going from 800 to 1040, so take a couple more hits. I believe that's the change. Maybe from 960 to 1040. Either way, a bit more health. No other changes. Also 14 command points very late. Still takes forever to pack up and set up and pack up. It's just not that good of a unit, if we're honest. Decently cheap though, compared to say the 152, which I believe is 720 manpower. And is it 260 fuel? So cheaper than the 152, similar price, or in fact the exact same price as the IS-2.
Supply lines have been cut.
So this is where wheatzend is probably regretting not having AT grenades. If he did, he probably could have run up the AT grenade with that flak panzer, and then this T-34-76 would be able to chase it down quite effectively with a damaged engine, but instead the T-34-76 is just running around, not up to much. Personally, never build a T-34-76. It's so dreadful. Doesn't matter if they cost 80 fuel, they're so bad. This is the only matchup that's good for them. And they're facing off against a flak panzer. And that was a big mistake really from what Doth like to go for the flak panzer. Probably should have saved his fuel for the okay, no, you Panzer 4. Much better tank overall. Only 35 more fuel and 70 more manpower. Definitely would have been the better choice. Oh, down goes the supply plane. 100 munitions down the gurgler. Channeling my inner Australian there. But yeah, once your opponent has the Shred HQ up, your chances of landing one of these supply drops are quite low. So you're probably better off just not wasting your munitions. And now would be a good time to try and maybe get some mines down of his own. Do see the what Doth Life is running around with that sweeper though, so that's good. Ooh, cut off attempt here from what Doth Life, also putting up some sandbags. Good spot for these sandbags. Gonna set up a nice stronghold, a nice safe position for this squad to cap behind. Make it very hard for approaching squads to remove that squad. But they're instantly going to retreat before they even first the cap. They might have been able to stick around there, but didn't want to risk losing them on retreat. And, I guess that's fair enough. It's his only squad of Volks at the moment after losing 2. See a second Raketin now for what Doth Life. Also a second squad of Jaegers. Actually, that's been on the field for quite a while, hasn't it? It's got a big one already. A bit rusty, guys. You know, it's probably been close to a week since I've done a cast. Excuse that. But we see what Doth Life in a lot of trouble right now. Having trouble holding on to his own sectors. Very far behind in terms of VPs. wheatzend has a pretty good hold on the map. They consider putting down a cache. got quite a bit of manpower, not much fuel. Getting close to the amount of command points for a KV2, and I imagine he'd like to field that once he gets to 14 CP, so maybe he should chuck down a cache. Maybe even on his cutoff might be an idea. That being said, cache is not as good against OKW. They do have Shreks readily available on their Volks, as well as those flame grenades, which do a lot of damage to caches. May in fact one hit them. I don't remember. If they don't one hit them, they do a lot of damage to them. I think like 80%, maybe slightly more. So actually maybe scrap that. Maybe cache would be a bad idea, unless he puts it on a very defensive spot where a Volks grenadier is unlikely to travel. So now wheatzend's in a bit of trouble because T-34-76 is pretty dreadful against infantry. Like, unless you get a miracle hit. And oh, that's a Jagdpanzer coming out now for what Doth life. Fair choice. We'll just shred the T-34-76. And he can certainly rely on his ogres and Jaeger lights to keep conscripts at bay, so not a terrible idea. That being said, it is coming from tier 4 these days. Not that much more expensive to go for the Panther.
Jagdpanzer, ready for action.
But Jagdpanzer would probably be better against the KV2. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure how the KV2 got very bad penetration. I'm not sure how reliably it will penetrate the Jagdpanzer 4.
We now have access to KV8 flamethrower tanks.
Also, a rather annoying bug this patch. As soon as you get resources for an ability, it plays that audio cue, and we just heard KV8s are available, but obviously that happens at 9 command points rather than 15, but he did just get the amount of resources required for them, so we got some infantry call-ins. I appear to hear that rather frequently, such as guards. You'll be hearing about guards being ready for deployment many times a match. Oh, T-34 is in a bit of trouble here. JP4 hot on its tail. Do we have AT grenades? Yes, we do this time from wheatzend. That's good. He was definitely due to get them. I have actually noticed quite a few Shrek snipes. I thought they said that they reduced the instances of Shrek snipes happening, but I lost a 4-man squad to a Shrek snipe the other day, and we just saw 2 models going down to that one there, so whatever their change was doesn't seem to have helped terribly much, if I'm honest. Something to do with accuracy or something, I don't know, but doesn't seem to have worked at reducing instances of Shrek snipes, at least not in my playing experience so far. wheatzend continues to attempt to drop fuel, and looks like that plane finally managed to get through. This does afford him enough resources to get out the KV2, so here it comes, the big boy itself. Very rare sight before this patch. Well, I suppose conscript squad went down. Probably over here, looks like it.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
We were able to get out of the way, but they didn't quite clear the arc of that bundle grenade. Looks like he's going to stick around and complete the cap. Where's the KV2? Still on base. So this thing's decent against infantry. As I said, rather poor penetration, so don't expect it to do terribly well against the Jagdpanzer 4. Also rather inaccurate. And if it doesn't set up, it has a just rubbish rate of fire.
We are losing territory.
Once it sets up though, it gains extra range, extra rate of fire, and it's passable. It does make it very vulnerable to just anything basically. Anything like too close air support takes a very long time to pack up. There's things like too close air support, very strong, just bombs, and just flanking plays. In general, anything that allows you to get close enough to it to do serious damage to it, as well as off-map abilities. God, could you imagine if you could play the Brits against Soviets? The tactical support, KV2 would never stand a chance against artillery cover, that's for sure. You can see the tremendous rate of fire there of the KV2. Not. But manages to pick up the wipe on that Raketin. Does have enough frontal armor to bounce a few Raketin shots as well. I'm not sure. May bounce a few Jagdpanzer war shots. Never really bothered looking that closely on how the KV2 performs. Hasn't really been part of the meta for a long time, but I imagine in team games this is going to be a very strong commander. From here on out, those repair stations are so handy in those big like 3v3s and 4v4s. In fact, it even saw a bit of use last patch in that function. We teamed up with a lot of UK players, especially if they're going hammer, making use of those comets. Those repair stations really come in handy.
Target secure. Establish defensive line.
Okay, so wheatzend now, no, cancelling that. I think he's looking at a Katyusha briefly, instead it's going for another T-34-76. Also putting down some repair stations, not a bad idea. I think it's a tough call here. He doesn't realise that there's a Panther coming very shortly. That's going to be a lot of armour to deal with. Panther and the Jagdpanzer 4 T-34-76s are going to get absolutely blown out of the water in conjunction with Shreks and Raketin. Doesn't stand much of a chance. Best bet is to try and wipe some squads with this KV2 and maybe keep those tank destroyers at bay with this gun. And AT grenades. Loses a squad there to inattentiveness, and here comes the Jagdpanzer 4 opening up on the KV2. Oh, KV2 gets a good wipe there on the Raketin. Here comes the Panther though. Panther opens up on the KV2, that's backing away. Oh, it does manage to bounce the Jagdpanzer 4 shot, that's good. This is a decent spot here. Here comes T-34-76 rolling through the hedge. Almost stands no chance of penetrating a Panther from its front, and also terrible accuracy. Jagdpanzer 4 missing there on the T-34-76. And looks like that's going to be a withdrawal from wheatzend, but not to matter. He does have 2 VPs under his control and the central one neutralized. A good spot right now. So try and put some pressure on what Doth life's resources. So we see what Doth life starting to get quite high in terms of vet. And with wheatzend pretty close to maxed out on vet, this is where what Doth life can take the lead. Once it starts getting into those Vet 4 and Vet 5 stages. They did nerf Vet 4 and Vet 5 a bit, but ooh, squadron down here. Once again to inattentiveness, probably those overs shredding through them. wheatzend really losing a lot of squads for no good reason. Yeah, as I was saying, a lot of the Vet 4 and Vet 5 abilities still stay. For instance, Obers still suppress it, Vet 4. So yeah, Vet 4 and Vet 5, well, they're not indestructible squads any longer. They really afford a lot of benefits. All of wheatzend's vehicles back up to full speed. He's bringing out another max, and probably a good idea to try and keep these Jaeger lights and Obers at bay. So these Stern Pioneers. Stern Pioneers do have their repair speed nerfed at the moment, so because that is one benefit to the changes. They are 20 manpower cheaper, so you can kind of afford to get them. Get 2 squads of them.
Capabilities ready for deployment.
But yeah, it's good to be able to damage OKW's tanks and then not have them instantly come back to bite you in the behind. Oops. Got an alarm going off there. Okay, so wheatzend mobilizing his armored force over to the right hand side. KJ's doing quite a lot of damage to these infantry squads. I'm quite impressed with it so far, honestly.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
Ooh, another squad going down. Where was that? Hard to tell. I don't even remember what it would have been. Maybe a squad of combat engineers? Or another squad of conscripts. I suppose that's going to free up a bit of population cap at the very least for wheatzend to field himself another T-34-76. So for wheatzend, he's got one big roll of the dice here. Having this many fragile disposable tanks. If he doesn't make his next engagement count against the much more durable Axis tanks, he's almost certainly going to lose the game. And that is why Axis are slightly easy to play in the late game, because the tanks are easier to keep alive. They have abilities like combat blitz or smoke, and generally have more health and more armor than their allied counterparts. Oh, this could be disastrous. Shoe mine on the road here. KV2 making a beeline for it. There it goes. Damaged engine. Panther's in a decent spot to rotate. So is the Jagdpanzer. Where is the Zis gun? Still in the back. Oh, it's a decent spot. T-34-76 taking a lot of damage here. Needs to get out of there, or he's probably going to have to go for a ram right about now. No, Jagdpanzer misses that shot. Panther coming around the side. Looks like this is going to be a mass retreat once again from wheatzend, but Black Panther on this flank forcing back a lot of squads. Oh, conscripts should pop off AT grenade here, and that's exactly what they're about to do. Here comes 76, and that's going to be another dead Flak Panzer. Black Panther 4. Oh, what is he doing here? Needs to get his Zis doing something. T-34-76 goes down to Panther Jagdpanzer 4 combo in the center. Jagdpanzer 4 rotating now to deal with this other T-34-76. So the Flak Panzer is going to go down before that happens though. And that T-34 is going to get out of there before anything else bad can happen to it. No, here comes the Panther. Is this gun facing the complete wrong direction? He's just going to run away. No, T-34-76 stuck around. He's sitting on the capture circle for no good reason here. Here comes the Panther. The thing about the Panther is very slow rate of fire, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to stick around for that many shots. KV2 gets a nice penetrating shot on the rear arm of the Panther. Probably needs to go for ram. In fact, he is going for the ram, but it's too fast. It's too fast, and that's going to be a dead 76. Panther's going to stick around. It gets abandoned. KV2 almost wipes the Panther. In fact, it does. Cooked up critical. Sometimes it's hard to tell if this tank's actually dead or not, because of that different death crit these days. KV2, wow, earning its keep there. Penetrating the Panther on its frontal armor. Oh, this goes down. I mean, Maxim goes down to this big old block running straight through the center, and there's nothing for wheatzend to try and stop this with. He's lost so many squads, and he's also lost quite a few of his T-34s. Needs that KV-2 to deal with these infantry squads. Also, not having any elite infantry does just make it that much harder to deal with overs, especially if your opponent's being diligent with sweepers and you don't have options to demo charge them. Which is probably your best bet. Oh, we see a bit of the new pathing in effect there for wheatzend. Tank reversing into combat. I don't understand why they made that change really. Everybody knows how to use reverse. Seems to be causing more issues than solved. Oh, Jagdpanzer 4 gets up to Vet 2 now. KV-8's in a lot, KV-2's in a lot of trouble. Misses that shot. Oh, but it bounces! T-34 seems just come out from the rear. Misses its shot though, and miss each way. I suppose it's. So yeah, basically, unless your opponent's fielding flak panzers, just don't get the T-34 76. It has no other purpose. Just dreadful. And just overall, Soviet Tier 4 is a bit underperforming. Katyusha compared to, say, just about every other indirect fire is probably the worst one at the moment. Calliope's better, so is Panzerwerfer, so is the Stuka, so probably the worst bit of indirect fire at the moment, apart from howitzers, of course. Not going to count that. And the T-34-85 only really becomes good at Vet 2 and Vet 3 up until that point. Rather, that accuracy doesn't reliably penetrate. And of course T-34-76 is just not very good.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
So wheatzend in a lot of trouble here, suffering under a triple cap now. His army has been whittled down. He's lost so many squads, quite a few team weapons. In fact, without that Zis,
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
still down here. Without that Zis, he's going to have a lot of trouble against this Jagdpanzer, which is now up to Vet 2. That's when it starts to get really nasty. Also, we see what Doth making good use of the camouflage. This camouflage mode, honestly, it's. I'm not sure if you saw that video on that was trending on COH2.org recently, but very, very hard to land a shot on a Jagdpanzer 4 when it's using the camouflage mode. Oops! I think they got their own mind detonated on top of themselves there. Doom Pioneer squad gets wiped. What Doth Life saving up for another Panther that's going to be coming shortly. We're going to have another horde of T-34-76s. Try and deal with that. Ooh, could pick up this Jaeger light squad on retreat. Does. There we go. Oh, but Jagdpanzer 4 opening up, and so is a stolen Zis. This T-34 is almost certain to be destroyed here. Managing to get to the rear armor, the Jagdpanzer 4 is going to kite it around this garrison. Here comes the KV-2 straight down the center. Should be making a beeline for the Zis. A lot of micro engagements here going on from both sides. That T-34 just bounced on the rear armor of the Panther. My god. Oh, main gun destroyed. Where's the last one? Last one's still in base. Down goes the stolen Zis, but wheatzend's army is now decimated. These much more durable and hard to kill tanks, clearing out those just dreadful T-34-76s without any real issues, despite getting their rear armor exposed. Okay, we've got engine damage on the Panther. T-34-76. Oh, it penetrates it from the frontal armor. But why is he stopping? Oh, and the Jagdpanzer's rate of fire just far too great. Ends up knocking it out before it can miss a job on the Panther. Now we've got conscripts closing in for another AT grenade. No, they don't have enough munitions. He's going to steal back the Zis. Should try wipe the squad on retreat. Instead he's going to miss that shot onto the Jagdpanzer. That's going to get away. And we see what Doth's infantry force is just far superior to wheatzend's at this stage. Really, absolutely nothing to stop this rather large army coming out of the base. Well, the only thing would be the KV2, just busy being repaired. This gets recaptured by Doth Life. You can see what I was talking about there, the incredibly slow rate of fire of the KV2.
Regimental HQ for mechanized units will be here.
So all is quiet whilst Doth Life's tanks receive some repairs. The capping going on. BP situation getting very close here. wheatzend slightly behind, but nothing too dramatic. Either way, the pressure's on him. He's going to field another T-34-76. This is just a huge mistake. SU-85s would have performed a lot better, and you know that SU-85s don't really match up that well against the Jagdpanzer, but at least he would have had a chance to keep them alive. And long-range KV2 in conjunction with long-range SU-85s with some conscripts on the front line might have been a good combination. And then we get to see those overs Vet 4 suppressing that squad there. And with Doth Life's armor back up to full health pretty much. I see him try push here for the win. The KV2 on this flank, forcing back those ogres, now rotating to the centre. Panther opening up on these double matins. There comes the 76, KV2's rotating. This is that shot, T-34 also bounces. Panther gets his rear arm exposed here. Nope. In comes, artillery. 105 more howitzer barrage, and that's going to force wheatzend back. Probably going to suffer a triple cap, and that may even be the game. Needs to make some big plays here, try to get some of these VPs under his control ASAP. Well, let this be a lesson to all of you. T-34-76 spam it's about never works, especially against OKW with all their handheld infantry anti-tank. And what Doth, despite suffering two losses in the form of box rangers right at the beginning of the game, still managed to hang on and turn this game around. Oh, KV2 goes down. wheatzend calls GG. So, ooh, what? How did he get to 102 pop? Okay, he captured the KV2. So that's it. First cast of the new patch. Hopefully, shed my insights onto what's going on. Recap: play as Soviets with guards. If you're playing as allies, and enjoy yourselves. Don't make T-34-76s under almost any circumstances. Anyway, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.